Hello, this is John Altman, and this is a pitching evaluation for Travis Andringa from his video taken from the 2023 Titan baseball camp. The goal of this video is to provide just some potential areas of improvement with Travis's pitching mechanics to help him maybe move more efficiently on the mound, with the ultimate goal of hoping that will help him stay healthy, increase his velocity, and then just improve his overall command and shape of his pitches. I hope you find this information helpful. I'm going to start by just playing through his delivery here in full speed.
And then when you're done, okay?
So when I look at pitching mechanics, I got this video of Stroman here, but there's 5 phases of delivery that we look at. And so that's hip load, which is how we load our hips during our leg lift. Hip lead, which is how we start to make our sideways move down the mound. Hip separation, which is where we're at front foot strike, is where we're looking at hip to shoulder separation or dissociation between the hips and the shoulders, and then release and follow through. The one thing you got to understand about pitch mechanics is that it's very sequential. So if we get the first move right, which is hip load, and then get the second move right with hip lead, typically the rest of it takes care of itself. So it's kind of like the first domino. Get the first domino right, the rest of everything else follows in proper sequence. So when we look at Travis's mechanics here, just a couple things. Overall, he's actually in a lot of pretty good positions. There's just a couple things that I kind of wanted to make you aware of. So first of all, with the handbrake. So when your hands and your front leg should work together. So as that front leg goes, okay, you can kind of imagine like a string. Let's see here, this one, between the front foot and the glove side. Okay, where those work together, and as that front foot swings out, the hands are separating. So I think Travis's hands might be separating a little bit early, which might cause some timing issues down the road. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it's just something to kind of be aware of. Sometimes when guys aren't sure when to separate, that's when like a glove tap can be really helpful. So if you watch like quarterbacks throw, sometimes they'll tap the ball before they throw it. So maybe implementing a glove tap to get a little bit of rhythm for Travis to make sure he knows when to separate could be something worth exploring. Not saying he has to do it, but just something to maybe experiment with. And then the next thing for Travis, really when it comes to his hip load, is you'll notice that he brings this back leg kind of back towards second. And it's not really rotated towards second, but I'd like to see his hips bring his back leg towards second. So rather than swinging his knee back kind of towards that back hip, I'd like to see his hips overall rotate over that back leg. So you'll notice with Stroman that front hip kind of rotates or counter rotates back towards second base, and he gets a little bit of coiling action going right here. Okay, whereas Travis kind of just lifts his back leg, and there's not a actual coiling of the hips. So that's something to kind of keep in mind with as well. That he's not truly coiling his hips up or creating tension in that backside. And then as he starts to go down the mound, what I want you to notice is that back knee kind of caves down and in. So you'll see that back knee almost come towards the camera, towards third base, and then cave in kind of in this direction here. Okay, and what happens is that means all of the weight is shifting to the ball of his foot, which is impacting his direction towards the plate. So since that weight's shifting to the ball of his foot, this is why his hips are also starting to move towards third base, and it's why he creates this big back bend. So right here, it appears you can see he's got like a big arch in his lower back, and that's because his hips are it's sending his direction towards the right-handed batter's box, and in order to get back on line, he's got to create this big arch in his back in order to get himself aligned back to home plate. And so the big thing that I would recommend working on here is getting his butt to sit back behind his heel. So creating this move right here. You'll notice with Strowman that back knee stays stacked over that back foot, and then his butt sits back. Okay, whereas I wish I had a view from the front, but it looks like Travis's knee is kind of caving in, and then which is setting his direction towards the right-handed batter box, and then to compensate for it, he has to create this big arch in his back. Okay, and sometimes when I see guys do that, it can create timing issues. Tend to miss up and arm side a lot, or down and glove side because their glove side has to fly open. So anyway, those are the couple of things that I noticed here with Tyler's video. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm an open book. You have my contact information. Feel free to ask questions anytime. And like I said, I hope you found this video informational and helpful.